Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bridging the Gap to Connections. I'm Darla Williams here, and today I am going to be bringing on the most amazing woman who has impacted my life in a couple different ways. I will be sharing some of those later, but what I really want to focus in on today is what she is bringing to people, her new project that she is working on. And the new project, I really believe, lines up with what I do, anyways, because I am a self love queen over here working on bringing self love to people. She's wanting to talk about something called Love Again with Confidence. And I don't have any of the details. I want to make sure that she brings it all out to you and is able to bring it. This is Gemma Serenity, and I am super excited to introduce you all to her today. So, Gemma, welcome.
Thank you infinitely for holding such a sacred space to share those connection, those meaningful connection. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
I am Gemma Serenity Gorokov. I am victorious over 15 years of domestic violence, beaten, put down, raped, almost killed twice by strangulation. Two different stories, one time 5 years, followed by a second time 10 years. So I guarantee you, I did not see any exit strategy to that situation, up to the point of wanting to unalive myself, with a very specific goal was to actually claim peace and joy to God so that he would send me back to earth, back to another life iteration, in order to actually finally have that love, peace, joy, serenity that I was yearning for. The good news is that God does not need us to die in order to have a direct connection and conversation with us. And I heard the divine voice telling me very clear, unmistakably clear, yes, sure, you can end your life now. However, if you do that, the next life is going to be worse than this one. Is that really what you want? Which was exactly no, not at all. Okay, so leave by the door. Oh, I tried that so many times. But let me give it another try. And that was the very last time I left and I fled. I fled 15 years of domestic violence 12 years ago. The long healing process started at that moment in time. That is the day my life began in 2013. And I met my earth angel who day in, day out carried me through life. Later on, we fell in love. Later on, we got married. Later on, he brought me from Switzerland to the United States. A few more years in the healing process, and I finally said, yes, I am going to rise to the expectation. I got some amazing conversation with other women who were also victorious over domestic violence from their father in that case. And I was empowered to share that same space. And I was there. That was a real talk, real women breaking the silence around abuse conversation. Hold on a second. That's the name of my podcast. Hold on a second. I'm doing that now. And I said, yes. I am simply going to reach out to those amazing women who have prevailed over some sort of abuse or toxic relationships and who have broken the cycle, pivoted their life, decided differently, declined the abuse, and risen off in their lives to help others on their journey. Believe me, my mailbox on Facebook was bubbling with hundreds of people. It was like, what? That many? Yes, all are ready to talk. Got intro call after intro call, choosing my people. And within 2 years, I published more than 200 episodes. And we reached a whooping 2.6 million downloads on Real Talk, Real Women, breaking the silence around abuse. This is where we met with Darla a first time, and then a subsequent time when I really found that her breathing, her down to earth, her grounding was absolutely what I needed at that moment for me and to share with my community. Today, she's sharing my story to her community, which is absolutely a gift back that I appreciate with utmost honor and respect. So, one step further, 2.6 million downloads. Yoo-hoo, that's a big number. So, who are those people? You must have a big community. Well, no. Okay, how no? Well, I can see the number, I can see the analytics. However, where is the connection? I'm missing the connection. So end of 2024, beginning of 2025, I'm actually retransforming and rebirthing the next level of inspiring, empowering, equipping women worldwide to rise after abuse. And now I created a community. So in that one, you leave your email address, you engage, you are present. It is called Love Again with Confidence, because that's the hardest thing to do when you are victorious over some sort of abuse, either from childhood or from broken relationships, broken marriages, or simply heartbroken. It's the most difficult thing to do, to dare to love again. So that is a community for healing, for holding space, for daring again, for asking, for wondering if you are the right person, for finding yourself, for birthing yourself again. And that is what is the deepest truth in my heart, because I want to bring women worldwide together to love again with confidence, together, where we can all be ourselves in all our power, equipped with the right tools, the right emotional self-regulation tools. That matters a lot. And also experiencing from the inside the house when door locks, that peace and serenity that you are yearning for, because you know that in your couple, both are uplifting and empowering one another, respecting each other to sleep and rest and renew and rejuvenate. But to experience that, it requires some serious, serious healing, because the number of things that are stopping us from experiencing that are countless. And it only requires one thing: self-love. And that is one of the main topics we address in Love Again with Confidence. You can find it on loveagain.me instead of .com. If you want the landing page first so that you can have a feel of it before actually going in the community, it is start.loveagain.me. And if you want to learn more about me, I am Gemma Serenity, and the website is gemmaserenity.com.
Beautiful. So, Gemma, I want to ask you, because that was you, we got to unpack that. That was a lot of information and exciting information for those who are ready to begin embarking on a new journey in their life after healing, or in the process of beginning their steps to healing. You're really there at the beginning, you're there in the middle, and you're there at the end, no matter where they're at on this journey, because you really know, you've been there doing the groundwork and been in that space. So you really truly have a lot of knowledge to bring to others around you. So why don't you share a little bit about how you came to understand your new project with Love Again with Confidence? How did you come up with, what brought you to that?
Love Again with Confidence. First of all, when you want to reach more people with a podcast that talks about abuse, about domestic violence, about suicide, about molestation, you are simply banned from running ads. Simply banned. It's like, really? I mean, this is serious topics. We have to talk about that. Nope, not running ads. That has to go organically. Correct. Okay. So can we take it positively then? What are you trying to do when you unpack all that heavy stuff? Well, you try to love again. Yeah, but that's not enough. You have to dare to love again. How do you see it better? You have to love again with confidence. Self-love, self-confidence, and self-esteem are three of my big topics, self-love being the first. So love again with confidence is a perfect match, positively wired, still saying exactly what it means because there is a word again. Oh, because you did it before without success, right? Or maybe you did it, but it's like eek. And with confidence, really, I mean, all are positive words, but now they are conveying the message at a lower level that allows me to run ads to actually reach those who need it most. So this is how I actually turned it on that side. Now, the question of why a community, when I was all about publishing podcasts, we also published an anthology, Rising After Abuse, with 24 stories from my guest speakers in that book. It's published since October 2024, available worldwide. It's a yellow cover with the rising sun, absolutely beautiful. And even though we have that, I was missing connection. And connection was the bridge between empowering, equipping, uplifting, inspiring, and knowing the impact you have. We all have a much bigger impact than the feedback we receive. And we have to know it without seeing it. We have to have faith that it is reaching the right people. And it is. What you don't know is when. That nobody knows when. But when you put your content out there, someone is watching and someone's life is transformed. This is why even when we do not get the actual feedback, we have to keep doing that. But that's also why I wanted to go with a community to have interaction with real people who can actually be present and so that we heal collectively. That's how that came to be.
Perfect. Now I have the next question I have for you. Bringing people into community. What is it that you're going to be, giving to those who are coming into your community? What is your gift when they come in so that they know that they're already receiving the steps and the tools? So talk a little bit about that so that people know what they're about to receive when they step into your community.
You start with a 7-day, 7 minutes a day of video that walks you through yourself, you're returning to self, you're reclaiming your power, you're giving yourself the right to love again with confidence. And already those 7 days are highly transformational because they touch those points that you are hiding so well, but that are really real and need to be addressed. And there are journal prompts, there are breathing techniques, there are healing techniques, and just the fact of having a mirror in me who talks to you about what is right for you right now. That is, first of all, the first gift that you receive as soon as you arrive. Now I keep on having conversation with people, and this is why I keep on telling people, come talk to me about what really hurts, because first of all, I understand. Second of all, I listen. And three, I actually create a supportive video for you, not mentioning your name, knowing that there are so many people in your place right here, right now, who needs to hear that. So I turn it like for everyone, you watching that video, so that the person who was talking to me is like, you read my mind. Yeah, I actually listened and answered back to you. Okay. And then all the other people who are silently watching the video, they are all in tears because they are touched, emotionally supported and seen. That is what you get in Love Again with Confidence.
Beautiful. Being someone who also teaches about mine is the art of learning self love. Being about self love one of the reasons why I felt it was so relevant for me to feature you is because we're in the same arena. Having the opportunity to know that maybe you're not going to work so well with a Darla, but being able to go to a Gemma who is ready to meet you as well, or finding someone else out there. The purpose of connection is so vital because when we are connecting and we're able to see that there's multiple opportunities along the way, that what you may work with one great but not with another. And that's why we all need to come together and be community, because when we realize that there's so many options, we can actually fill that gap with someone and making sure that you actually receive what you need to receive along the way. So I am just grateful, Gemma, that you're bringing this together because, there does need to be a community as well. And, we can all interact as communities coming together and building, how if myself has an idea, I have a great idea, right? And if you have a great idea, you have a great idea, right? But when we choose to work together with those ideas, then all of a sudden we can come up with multiple ideas and find others who have ideas. And once that happens, then the collaboration actually begins to become cemented, together, where we are actually receiving what we need. Because it's all like if we literally think about our mind and the synapse in our mind, everything is firing off and it has to connect to the other space, right? We as individuals, being human, need connection. And those out there that with Gemma and myself working with those who have come through trauma from abuse, I have to tell you, one of the number one problems that we find every single day is the isolation. And we have to break the silence on domestic violence in whatever form or fashion. And if that means just providing a safe community where people can unpack and know that they're safe to do so with no judgment of how many times you reacted in the circumstance, because we all get reactive. You shake that bottle up enough and you pop that top, someone's going to explode. It's not going to sit there. It's not a glass of water. So it's going to get fizzy and it's okay. So having that space to actually unpack it in community and bringing Gemma on is really being able to focus in on her and how she can actually help lead you down the path to freedom, because she's been there too. A lot of times we go to people that don't have any idea. They can help us along the way, but they don't have the real answers that are going to settle us in our soul. Until you've talked to someone else who's been through it, they just don't understand it. And that's okay. We just got to find them. And that's why I really want to feature in on this right now, because loving again can be absolutely brutal because you're petrified, you're frozen in time, afraid to step forward because, what if I say something wrong? What if I blink the wrong way? What if I turned my head wrong? You never know what is going to be that moment. And to begin loving again is literally transforming yourself and going from that shattered world to blooming again and rising. Like she said in her book, is about rising. Don't forget to send me a link for your book too, because I'll put that in everything. But focusing in, so looking at love again with confidence. We talked about the importance of getting something, coming in, being able to be seen, having the videos, tending to the differences that are going on, within your life so that you can come through. So this is really what she was unpacking here. When people get connected and they start joining in, how long before people are starting to see results when they work with you?
Honestly, the first time they watch a video that speaks to their heart, they are already deeply transformed, seen, acknowledged, validated, with a tool to move forward. So one video is enough. And where you are welcome to stay as long as you want.
Beautiful.
Every time you want to have another layer addressed that you don't see in the community, please reach out. And even if it is already addressed, please reach out. Because the more I hear where you are at and where it hurts and where you stay stuck in your loop in your mind, the better I can address it so that the next video is touching your heart of heart so that you can unlock yourself and become the wonderful queen that you are. I would like a little bit of space to tell you how I accepted to love again with confidence Sasha, who is my third last and dream husband, who is my earth angel in my little story before. All of that brings us back 12 years ago, a few months after I left, when things were settled, all the big first trauma was gone, started to calm down, okay, settle. And this is when I started to look at Sasha like, hey, you have been here every single day since I left. Are we more than brother and sister? Are we sliding gently into a lover's relationship, kind of? And the answer was a natural outburst of course, my love, we are a couple. It is us now. I'm so happy that you are also giving a chance to us now. It threw me in the midst of hell, of inner trauma rising up again to be healed.
Yeah.
But I did already love Sasha a ton. So it was extremely hard to go in trauma response mode, still in love, and I didn't know how to manage that. At the moment we were talking about that, he was in California, I was in Switzerland. So we were communicating by email most of the time and occasional calls, but the calls were costing like a fortune. So I wrote to him, are we more? I received back, of course, my love, we are together, we are a couple. Yeah, why? Okay, hold on. I'm not there. No. And then I thought to myself, when going through my inner turmoil of trauma response, what is it? And I did send him the most precious email ever. I told him, I am sincerely freaking out. I am not ready to go into a couple. I do not sign up for a marriage ever again. Forget about me. And then I continued and I said, because a couple is, and I listed all the awful domestic violence experience a couple is. But then continued and I said, now, if you talk to me about love, like a loving relationship made up of respect and union and empowering and uplifting, love, I'm all for it. Couple, forget about me. So I cannot sign up for a couple with you, but I'm okay to be your lover. And I did that. That is one of the rare times he actually picked up the phone and called me with all the distance. It did cost at the end of the day $2,500 worth of phone bills.
Wow. Wow. You guys, he was really definitely in love with you. He was willing to take the cost of whatever it took to make you know.
Whatever. And oftentimes we talk about that specific phone call when I was crying, like, I am not worth being loved. And he was answering back, I am free to choose who to love, and I choose to love you. What? No. Okay. On that case, with the two, with the couple and the love description, because I was trusting him enough to lay bare the true resistance, where it was and what was hurting so much. We did already create a complete trust bond before that. He called me, it was a 1 minute call, and he told me, I'm going to be super short, cut through the noise, and tell you, everything you have put on the couple, you take a big red marker, you throw it away. That is not what I'm talking about. You take the word couple, you upon it with love, a love couple, and what you have put underneath that, that is a love couple I expect to live with you. Are you signing up for that? Okay, for that, I'm going to give it a try. I don't know exactly how it's going to go, but I'm going to give it a try. So it was not love again with confidence. It was daring to give it a try. And let's see how that goes. And it went amazing. My gosh, discovering love and care and respect and tenderness and sensuality and intimacy and upliftment and spiritual connection, sweetness, gifts. I couldn't know where to put them. So many there was, and I was not used to be gifted anything. And it was like, wow, is he going to blow up at me? That was my question. Of course.
So I have a question about that right there. How long have you now been married?
11 years, 10 years, 11 years,
11
about that.
years. So here you guys go, as the listeners that are listening in right now on what she's saying. She's not just saying, hey, I just found this great relationship after getting out of something. She didn't just bounce back and just jump right in. She actually took some downtime and she took care of herself, because that was what we heard at the beginning of this video. We heard that she was talking about how much time she spent back and was like, I don't want nothing. And here she is now. She's standing here 11 years, guys, into a relationship that she has developed, that she has been nurturing with this individual who has really encapsulated her and held her as she healed through what's going on. So she's not coming from a space of, here, let me just talk at you. She's coming from an actual space that's from her heart and trying to help give and gift to the world what she's learned. So I have a question in regards to that. So would you say to those who are listening, to the women that are out there right now that are listening in on this one, would you say that if they wanted to, they would?
Yes. You have to give yourself the chance to experience it again. But the place of your heart when you do that has to be met with grace, with space, with love, with patience. And you have to provide that to yourself first, so that your significant other can provide it back to you. So that when your significant other chooses to leave you space for you to breathe and to rest and to calm down and to assemble your thoughts, you actually receive that as a gift of love. Or when your significant other chooses to hold space for you and welcome your tears of vulnerability, that you allow yourself to cry out what hurts and try to put words on it. You will notice in my story, I dared to lay bare the real reason I was resisting the idea of a couple. I did that. I did not know that would have been the answer. I was just frank with Sasha. Frank. And frankly, I was freaking out. Fear had completely taken on my brain.
Well,
Trauma response 100%.
That is what trauma does, though. It leaves us stuck until
Yeah.
we actually know how to begin transferring out of the trauma, really knowing how to reset our nervous system, dealing with activating our light system again, also really being able to tune into the underground program. When we look at the underground program of ourselves, what does that mean? Looking at how we react to the habitual behaviors from the patterns that we've picked up from our life. When we have that going on, we don't know how to shift. But when you have somebody like myself or Gemma who have actually walked it out, found the freedom, you can actually begin living again. So, Gemma, here is a great place again for you. I want to just open that back for you to say anything that you need to say here that in closing, bringing them back to your links so that they can hear what you're, where, how to reach you. Okay.
Okay. Okay. https://start.loveagain.me. That is a landing page of the community so that you can already have a feel. And that will lead you to the community. gemmaserenity.com. That is to get to know me a little bit more. And through me and through the community, you will see Sasa, because we co-created and co-founded together Love Again with Confidence, because we together want to empower women to love again, because women are at the center, the main pillar of a family. So when women love, men love them back.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Gemma, for being on today and being able to bring so much connection to people. And I am a blessing that you are to me and so many others out there. I will definitely be reaching back out to you soon. And thank you again. I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to all of our listeners today. And
thank you so much. I'm grateful.